Today, we're going to unpack a really powerful psychological trick for dealing with negativity. And we'll do it through a simple but honestly profound ancient story. This is all about how you can take back control and protect your own peace of mind.
So, think about this for a second. Have you ever had just one nasty comment completely ruin your day? You know, a rude remark online, maybe a jab from a coworker, and just like that, your whole mood tanks. You might get angry, you might want to fight back, or maybe you just let that sadness sink in and stick with you for hours or even days.
So this is the choice we're faced with, right? On one side, you have the typical reaction. We let their words call the shots, making our happiness feel super fragile. But on the other side, there's a totally different path. It's about choosing to protect our own peace by just refusing to accept their negativity. Let's dig into how we can stay on that second path.
To really get how this works, we're going to turn to this fantastic story about a wise teacher who comes face to face with pure, unfiltered rage.
Okay, so picture this. There's this quiet, peaceful village, and in it lives a really respected teacher, Master Kale. People literally travel from all over just to learn from him. His whole thing is kindness, patience, and that skill we could all use more of, self-control.
But you know how it goes. Where there's respect, jealousy isn't far behind. And in our story, that jealousy comes in the form of a young man named Varg. He is just furious that the master is so admired while he feels totally ignored. So he decides he's going to do something about it. So Varg just storms into the master's gathering and completely unloads. He's shouting, he's throwing insults, using every nasty word he can think of. He's doing everything he can to get a reaction, to start a fight, and to prove to everyone that this master is a total fake. And here's where it gets interesting. You've got Varg, who's this storm of absolute fury. And then you have the master, who's the exact opposite. He doesn't move, he doesn't frown, he doesn't say a single word. He just sits there, completely still and composed.
So what happens to a fire with no fuel? It just burns out. And that's exactly what happens here. Varg screams and yells until he's just exhausted. His rage has nothing to latch onto, and it just fizzles out into the master's silence, leaving Varg confused and, frankly, powerless.
And this brings us right to the heart of it all, because what the master does next isn't about winning an argument, it's about teaching a principle that can literally change your life.
After all that chaos and shouting, the master finally breaks his silence. But he doesn't fight back. Instead, he asks this incredibly simple, soft question. It seems totally out of left field, but it's designed to completely reframe everything that just happened. And Varg, he's totally caught off guard, but he gives the only logical answer there is. I mean, if you try to give someone a gift and they say no thanks, well, it's still your gift. You're the one who has to take it back home. And boom, right there, that is the secret. This is the unaccepted gift principle. An insult, all that anger and heat, it's just an offer. It's a gift somebody's trying to hand you, and has absolutely zero power over you unless you willingly choose to take it and make it yours. The master then connects all the dots for Varg. He basically says, look, you came here with all this anger, and you offered it to me, but I don't accept it. By refusing the gift, the master makes sure all that negativity stays exactly where it started, with Varg. And in that moment, the light bulb goes on for Varg. He finally gets it. He thought he was throwing fire at the master, but what he was really doing was just holding a burning coal in his own hand, hurting himself the entire time. The master was never hurt, because he never even touched it.
Okay, so that's a great story, right? But how do we actually use this in real life? You know, when someone cuts you off in traffic or leaves a nasty comment, how do we build that shield for ourselves?
Well, it really boils down to 3 simple steps. First, the moment someone insults you, you have to mentally reframe it. See it for what it is, a negative, unwanted gift they're trying to hand you. Second, and this is crucial, just pause. Don't react instantly. And third, make a conscious decision to refuse it.
That second step, the pause, that's all about finding your composure. And look at this definition. Composure isn't about being an emotionless robot. It's about being in control of yourself. That little pause is what gives you the power to choose your response instead of just having a knee-jerk reaction.
And that third step, refusing? That's about refusing to pick up a burden. Because that's what an insult is. It's a heavy emotional weight. When you refuse it, you're making a choice not to carry someone else's negativity around with you all day. Why would you want to do that?
Okay, so let's bring this all home.
This all leads to the final, and I think the most important, takeaway from this whole idea.
I love this line from the master. It's just brilliant. Think about your inner peace like it's a fortress. An insult is just someone knocking at the gate, demanding to be let in. You are under absolutely no obligation to lower the bridge for them. It's your fortress. You decide who gets in.
And this is the part I really want you to remember. Choosing not to react, choosing to ignore that negativity, that is not weakness. It's not passive. It is a strategic, powerful act of self-preservation. Deciding that your peace is more valuable than their anger, that is the ultimate form of emotional strength.
So, at the end of the day, this is the choice we all face every single day. Other people will constantly try to hand you their baggage, their anger, their frustration, their negativity. The only question that really matters is this: are you going to choose to pick it up?